Hello, buddies. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I was thinking about something today, and I was thinking about people who search active listings instead of searching solds to see what something's valued at. Okay, so they're basically searching comps on eBay, but instead of going to solds, they're going to actives. So I'm going to talk about three different items or categories where you can easily be fooled if you search actives instead of solds. So I'm going to get right into these real quick. If you haven't subscribed, please do that below. And here we go. Okay, so the first one is if you go and put in VHS and you search active listings, all listings by highest first, you are going to see ridiculous prices on these VHSs. And you don't know how many times I've seen in Facebook groups that people are like, oh, I picked up this VHS today, and what's it worth? And, they get all excited because they've seen listings such as these. All right. Another one is Little Pet Shop. And I just pulled up I think 5 different ones here. And you can see this is I think this might be a plush toy, but let me show you here. $333 is the asking price, and it shows that they've sold one. But check this out. You go in, and here's what they sold it for, $7.51. So the trick was sell one and then bump the price up to $333, and people automatically see one sold, and they think that it sold for this because they don't go in and look at what it sold for. Here's another one that's listed at $309 with 0 bids. Again, just because somebody is asking a price does not mean it's worth it, okay? So this one's at $300. More than likely, these will not sell. This seller has 0 feedback. This one is at $275 or best offer. And this one is at $199 or best offer. Okay, so keep those in your mind. We're going to do a little more digging here. But I want to go over to one more. The Beanie Babies. Yes, these used to be a huge thing, but come on. It's kind of crazy. Look at the prices that they have on these. I don't think that these are ever going to sell for this much money. But look what people are asking. They all have best offer. Anyway, I can keep scrolling and scrolling, and just ridiculous prices. Okay, so that's 50 of them, and we're still at $100,000 or best offer. Okay, so we're going to dig deeper here, and we're going to go over to the VHS, and I'm in solds. Okay, so you still have to be careful when you're searching solds also. Things to look for that would show that maybe something is not a legit sale is one bid, okay? And I'm in auctions, highest first, okay? So we're going to click on this, and we're going to go in, and it says one bid. So when you click on the one bid, I'm just saying, guys, you got to dig a little deeper sometimes. This person has 0 feedback. So more than likely, given that the price is $10,000 and they have 0 feedback, more than likely this is not a legitimate sale or something is going on. So let's look at this one. $8,500. This item was relisted. So the person that bid on it did not pay. All right, here's another one. Relisted. So obviously they did not pay. All right, just showing you guys here. All right, so this one doesn't say relisted. It says one bid. Again, 0 feedback. Which is weird because it says 8,000 here, and when you go in, it said 10,000. All right, so here's 15 classics. Let's click on that, and we go in, and it says one bid. The winning bid was $14,250, and it's a non-registered user, 0 feedback. So don't be misled when you go in and you look at solds, because sometimes there's a little more to it. Okay, so all of these have 1 bid. So I'm going to guess that most of these are not sales that really took place. I don't know what's going on. I don't care to speculate. I just know that you have to be careful when you're searching comps. That is why I like to look at auction style, number of bids, most first. Okay, so we have Walt Disney's Dinosaur. It had 147 bids and it sold for $13.25. So I don't know how something can have 124 bids and only sell for $1.10, but somehow it did. Okay, so this one is like a horror, looks a little maybe naughty, but that went for $255. It probably legitimately went for $255. Here's 62 VHS that went for $217. Nightmare Sisters, another horror flick, looks it went for $150. So WWF, some of those do good. This one, okay. Let's look at this one because it's interesting. Exclusive sealed. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this. It says 46 bids. This one might be legit because you've got people that have high feedback. So I don't really understand it, but this one might be a good one. If you find it, you might have something. But that's the first one I've really seen that's been crazy. A lot of these old horror films do really good. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Let me put in Disney here, just see, because those are usually the ones that I see in the Facebook groups that everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I found a VHS Disney. Here you go, $4.25." Did I spell Disney? Yes, I did. It's like, why are only 3 popping up? Typo. Okay, so just gonna kind of scroll through here, and I have in most bids first. And as you can see, there's nothing crazy other than that Cars one. I mean, right here, all of these 55 titles sold for $16. So guys, when you see Disney VHS, don't get excited. This one's not too bad. If it went for $52.36, I would consider that a BOLO. It looks to be like a legitimate sale. Doesn't show that it was relisted, so that one's pretty good. I think that's the best one I've seen so far, but here, this one went for $91. Another Little Mermaid. So it looks like this Little Mermaid Black Diamond has decent solds. Okay, so let's go in and let's put Littlest Pet Shop, and I'm just going to put dog. What's hard about searching comps on these, it just pulls up all the lots. Let's go highest first. So again, I mean, so this says $510 for these 3. And it doesn't say that it was relisted. It had 20 bids. And it looks like there were 4 bidders. So this one might have been a legitimate sale. I can't say for sure, but I mean, I know there are select ones that go for big money, but I am not sure what they are. Like, is this a cat? Or is it, okay, so see, it sold for $275. Somebody going in and looking at this, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, it sold for $275 with 24 bids. But if you see relisted the item, that means that they didn't pay. So don't get excited. When you see it, make sure you dig in and make sure it wasn't relisted, because if it shows relisted, more than likely it was non-payment. All right, so this little guy went for $180, so let's just look. The listing was ended early. If you click on 1 bid, 0 feedback. So probably not a legitimate sale. So you guys see where I'm going with this. So when you are searching solds on some of these things, don't get too excited and not finish the research. Okay, let's go into the Beanie Babies. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, Beanie Babies. Okay, so I am under auction style, highest first. Okay, so here we go. It sold for $11,000. Everybody's like, oh, I have that one. I have that one. One bid, zero feedback. So obviously not legit. And I don't know why this is saying 11,000. And when I go in here, it says 7,500. That's odd. Okay, so here's another one. It went for 8,500 because somebody's really going to pay that for a Beanie Baby. And again, 8,500, and then in here it says 9,000. So I don't know what is going on. Relisted the item. Obviously, the person who bought it did not pay. So you can see all of these have one bid. I've heard people say money laundering, but I have no clue. I'm sure that eBay has really strict policies and enforcement for things like that. I'm sure there's ways for them to know that something like that's going on. So let's go into number of bids most. Okay, so here we go, guys. 100, two trunks worth for $83, 70 for $46. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the Billionaire Bear signed, and it went for $80. Okay, so let's go in. This might be legitimate. It looks like 6 different bidders. Seller started it out at $10.20. So I'm going to say it doesn't show that it was relisted. I don't particularly know what signed means. Let's see if it tells us. Given at the employee party, so it isn't actually, I guess, a signed bear or tag. So this one went for $80. So I guess if you find one that's signed, you might have a BOLO. But again, I mean, probably not many of those out there in the wild. So let's see, 144 that went for 104. I mean, these things are at garage sales all the time. Okay, so this one, huge Beanie Baby lot, 231, went for 165. All right, let's look at this one. This is that Billionaire One Bear again. So that one must be something. When I say something, I mean not, let's see, 6 bids. And yeah, this one looks legit. I mean, it's got a lot of different bidders with good feedback. So whatever this Billionaire One Bear is, he might be one to look for. That one's signed also. Humphrey the Camel. Let's look at that one because it had 27 bids. And it's got a lot of, let's see, just 2 different bidders, but 145 feedback and 272. So I'd be inclined to think this was probably a legitimate sale. So it went for 100. But as you can see, none of them are going for 100,000. Okay, so we are in number of bids first. Let's go to, I'm still in solds. Let's go to all listings. Let's go to highest first. Okay, so this says it was sold on March 21st. And it says for $75,000. And then it was relisted. So here's another one. Supposedly went for $61,000. It doesn't say relisted, but they could have just put sell similar. So again, it's not 100%. But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, so this one says that best offer was accepted on this one, all right? So let's go in. Never mind, we don't even have to go any further. Relisted the item. I was going to see what the best offer price was, but it doesn't matter because, again, all of these have one bid. All right, let's look at this one. Relisted. Can you imagine the seller's excitement when they think that they've sold this bear for like $7,000 and then they don't get paid? Let's look at this one. Relisted. So as you can see, guys, when you are searching solds, and this applies to anything you're searching solds on, not just Beanie Babies or Little Pet Shop and VHS. I mean, this is anything that you're searching. There's always things that like this, but these are three main categories that just popped into my mind right away that I'm like, oh yeah, people constantly are listing these really high and playing games with uh, the market. You know, I don't know why they do it. But I'm sure you guys could enlighten me on why people do this. Why don't you comment below if you know why people do this? Because I'd like to hear. I've heard the money laundering all the time. I get that. Oh, they're money laundering, but that's really the only thing that I've heard. And then this one right here. Where is it? This one makes sense. Somebody, selling one really cheap and then marking the price up to try and fool people. I mean, what they've done, it doesn't even have best offer. So I don't know. It's just weird. People are strange people in this world that we live in, doing strange things. But maybe they're smart people. Maybe they're not strange. Maybe they're smart and they have just figured out how to work the system and make the most money on their items. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, well, that concludes this video. I hope you learned something. And if you like the video, click like. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you know somebody that would benefit from this video, please feel free to share it. It'd be greatly appreciated. Have an awesome night, and thanks for watching.